আসসালামু আলাইকুম। প্রিয় এসএ ক্লাস আশা করি ভালো আছেন। আজকে আমাদের এক্সিসের পরিবারে আমাদের শ্রদ্ধেয় মেন্টর, যাকে আমরা সবাই জানি, সবাই চিনি, এবং এক্সিসের ৮০,০০০ মেডিকেল অ্যান্ড ডেন্টাল স্টুডেন্টের মাঝে আজকে আরো আলোকিত করতে আমাদের শ্রদ্ধেয় মেন্টর প্রফেসর ডক্টর বেগম হোসনে আরা ম্যাডাম ক্লাস নেবেন। আমরা সবাই আনন্দিত এবং ভাগ্যবান যে ম্যাডামের ক্লাস করতে পারবো পুরো এক্সিসের মাধ্যমে, এবং এর মাধ্যমে আমি মনে করি সারা বাংলাদেশের মেডিকেল স্টুডেন্টদের স্বপ্নে পূর্ণ হতে যাচ্ছে যে সবাই আজকে ম্যাডামের ক্লাসটা করতে পারবে অনলাইন প্ল্যাটফর্ম। এক্সিস মেডিকেল স্কুল আপনারা সবাই জানেন যে এ পর্যন্ত দেশ সেরা লেজেন্ডারি স্যার ম্যাডামদের ক্লাস করতে পেরেছে, এবং তারই ধারাবাহিকতায় প্রায় ১৭০০-র উপরে ক্লাস হয়েছে এই এক্সিস মেডিকেল স্কুলে। এবং আমাদের শ্রদ্ধেয় ম্যাডাম ইনশাআল্লাহ আজকে আমাদের সাথে এখানে ক্লাস নেবেন এবং হচ্ছে নিয়মিত আমাদের এক্সিসের প্ল্যাটফর্ম ক্লাস নেবেন। তো আর দেরি না করে ম্যাডামকে আমন্ত্রণ জানাচ্ছি ম্যামের মূল্যবান কিছু সময় আমাদের এখানে অতিবাহিত করার জন্য। ধন্যবাদ ম্যাম, আপনি শুরু করতে পারেন।
Assalamu alaikum.
জি জি ম্যাম।
I think you all are fine. Alhamdulillah. Welcome to today's topics, genitourinary prolapse. It is a common gynecological problem after the menopause. So we are talking about this topic. If you don't understand, please ask me, don't hesitate. Let us to start the lesson. Prolapse. Genitourinary prolapse. It is a downward descent of the uterus or vagina. It is a state of pelvic relaxation due to disorder of pelvic support structures. That is the endopelvic fascia. It is not a genitourinary prolapse is not a disease. It is a disorder of anatomy. সুতরাং আমাদের disorder of anatomy সম্পর্কে আমাদের ধারণা থাকতে হবে। It is not a disease. Normal position of the uterus and vagina. Normally uterus and vagina position. The uterus and vagina lies in the middle of the pelvis. আমরা সবাই জানি ফার্স্ট ইয়ার সেকেন্ড ইয়ারে পড়েছি uterus and vagina lies in the middle of the pelvis. The uterus and vagina anteriorly থাকে bladder and urethra, and posteriorly থাকে colon, rectum and anal canal. The perineal body is interposed between the posterior vaginal wall and the anal canal. Also, another things, that is the position of the uterus. Normally, position of the uterus, 80% of the women's uterus is anteverted and anteflaccid, but in 20% women, it may be retroverted. Position of the uterus. Normally, retroverted uterus, the cervix is anteriorly and fundus is posteriorly towards the rectum. But in case of anteverted uterus, cervix directed towards the rectum and also the fundus towards the bladder. That means the anteverted. আমরা যদি ইউটেরোভেজাইনাল প্রোলাপস করতে চাই তার আগে আমরা অবশ্যই আমাদের জানতে হবে the support of the uterus and vagina. Support of the uterus and vagina উপরে mainly depend করতেছে mainly genitourinary prolapse. Genitourinary prolapse normally আমরা অলরেডি পড়েছি ফার্স্ট ইয়ার সেকেন্ড ইয়ার, ইভেন ইন দা যখন আমরা genitourinary prolapse পড়ব তখনই কিন্তু আমরা সাপোর্ট অফ দ্য ইউটেরাস এন্ড ভ্যাজাইনা আমাদেরকে পড়তে হবে। অথবা যদি তোমার একটা কেস আসলো, কেস তোমার পড়লো পরীক্ষায়, তোমাকে কিন্তু প্রথমেই জিজ্ঞেস করবে হোয়াট আর দ্য ইউটেরো, যখন তুমি বলবা ডায়াগনোসিস অফ দ্য জেনিটো ইউরিনারি প্রলাপস, তখনই কিন্তু তোমাকে জিজ্ঞেস করবে হোয়াট আর দ্য সাপোর্ট অফ দ্য ইউটেরাস এন্ড ভেজানা। ইউ মাস্ট নো অ্যাবাউট দ্য সাপোর্ট অফ দ্য ইউটেরাস এন্ড ভেজানা। দ্য সাপোর্ট তোমাদের আমি আবার মেমোরাইজ করে দিচ্ছি। সাপোর্ট হলো কার্ডিনাল লিগামেন্ট, দিস ইজ দ্য মেজর সাপোর্ট অফ দ্য ইউটেরাস এন্ড ভল্ট অফ দ্য ভেজানা, which attached medially to the supravaginal part of the cervix vault and lateral to the lateral pelvic wall. This is the cardinal ligament. And the uterosacral ligament that is responsible for keeping the uterus in anteverted position. Uterosacral ligament that is the attached anteriorly to the supravaginal part of the cervix and vault of the vagina and posterior to the sacrum of the vertebra. This is uterosacral ligament. And some pubocervical fascia, that is extension from the cardinal ligament, which forwards below the base of the bladder. The picture shows the uterosacral ligament, the cardinal ligament, and side wall of the pelvis and pelvic floor. The pelvic ligaments understretch during the prolapse. The genitourinary prolapse associated with the stretching of the pelvic ligament. Which ligaments are stretching? Mainly the cardinal ligament, uterosacral ligament, and stretching also the pubocervical fascia. Vaginal support same, the cardinal ligaments, also the levator ani muscles, which support the lower part of the vagina, and also the urogenital diaphragm and perineal muscles. About 12 perineal muscles hold the vagina and pubocervical fascia, perineal body and rectovaginal fascia. Now we start the uterovaginal prolapse. Before uterovaginal, know the uterovaginal prolapse and start the anatomy. Anatomy mainly already পড়েছি, the supports of the uterus, position of the uterus. Uterine prolapse. What is uterine prolapse? It is the condition falling down or downward displacement of the uterus with relation with the vagina. It is also defined the bulging of the uterus into the vagina. Vaginal prolapse is characterized by portion of the vaginal canal protruding from the opening of the vagina. There may be prolapse. If there is a uterus prolapse, always associated with the vaginal prolapse, but vaginal prolapse cannot associate it with, sometimes cannot associate it with uterus. The picture shows the normal position of the uterus. And another picture shows prolapse uterus. Now, what are the types of prolapse? If we don't know the types of the prolapse, we don't treat the patient. You must know the types of the prolapse, then we are treating the patient, otherwise not possible. That is the vaginal prolapse, the vaginal anterior vaginal wall prolapse, that is the cystocele and urethrocoele. And another posterior vaginal wall, the upper part is the enterocele and lower part rectocele. Wall prolapse, specially term applied to the prolapse of the upper vagina. Now the uterine prolapse. Uterine prolapse mainly the first degree uterine prolapse. First degree uterine prolapse mainly the normally external os situated at the level of ischial spine. If external os below the level of the ischial spine, but within the vagina, that is known as the first degree uterine prolapse. The cervix below the ischial spine, but within the vagina, it is known as the first degree uterine prolapse. You may ask, examiner may ask, what is the first degree prolapse? What is second degree and third degree? The first degree that, and second degree prolapse, when cervix at the cervical cervix at the level of the introitus, that is the introitus means opening of the vagina, that at the level of introitus or outside the introitus with or without straining. This is known as the second degree uterine prolapse. And the third degree uterine prolapse, when total prolapse, that is the complete prolapse, when the even the fundus is outside the introitus, it is known as the third degree uterine prolapse. Must be differentiated before treatment of the prolapse, that is the first degree, whether it is the second degree, whether it is the third degree, must know this. So the types of the prolapse must know, because before treatment must be know the types of the prolapse. Anterior vaginal wall prolapse, cystocele descends the upper 2/3 of the anterior vaginal wall along with the basal base of the bladder, is known as the cystocele. Urethrocoele descends of the lower 1/3 of the anterior vaginal wall along with the urethra. It is known as the urethrocoele. And sometimes combined may be occur, that is the cystourethrocoele. Prolapse of the anterior vaginal wall is known as the cystourethrocoele. Posterior vaginal prolapse. Posterior vaginal wall prolapse, the enterocele. Enterocele, that means the upper 1/3 of the posterior vaginal wall that associated with the pouch of Douglas through the posterior fornix is known as the enterocele. It descends along with the prolapse of the upper part of the vagina. Posterior vaginal wall prolapse, upper part of the posterior vaginal wall prolapse with pouch of Douglas is known as the enterocele. Rectocele, prolapse of the lower 2/3 of the posterior vaginal wall along with the lower part of the rectum is known as the rectocele. There is the enterocele and that is the rectocele. Now classify the uterovaginal prolapse. Normally, before treatment, surgical treatment must know the stage of the uterovaginal prolapse for treatment purpose. Stage 0, descent of the pelvic organ during straining. Stage 1, leading surface of the prolapse descent up to the or 1 centimeter above the hymen. Stage 2, leading surface of the prolapse descend up to the 0.1 centimeter below the hymenal ring. Stage 2. Stage 3, descend beyond the stage 2, but without complete eversion. That is known as the stage 3. Stage 4, the completely everted and fundus outside the vagina introitus. It is known as the stage 4. It must be terminology. This is the terminology of uterovaginal prolapse. Cause of uterovaginal prolapse. You must know the causes of uterovaginal prolapse. What are the causes? Uterovaginal prolapse, we must know the weakness of the support. We already know the support of the uterus. It may be because the following causes. It may be causes the congenital weakness. It may be the acquired defect. It may be due to the menopausal atrophy or activating factors. These are the 4 causes for uterovaginal prolapse. Congenital weakness. It is most common congenital prolapse in nulliparous women. If there is a congenital weakness, that may be associated with the nulliparous woman prolapse. Inherent weakness of support of the same family. It is the racial and genetic factor. Acquired defect. multiparous, 99% cases is mainly the multiparous women associated with uterogenital prolapse. Due to overstretching of the ligament, vaginal birth weaken the uterine support, but it also predisposed to the high risk of urinary and fecal incontinency. Prolonged labor may associated with the uterovaginal prolapse. Forceps delivery, ventouse delivery, use the forceps and ventouse may cause the prolapse. Another important cause, menopausal atrophy. Due to the withdrawal of estrogen, menopausal atrophy may cause the prolapse. Which menopausal uterovaginal prolapse occurs 1 to 2 years after the menopause. Activating factors. The activating factors mainly the chronic cough, chronic constipation, ascites. Now, we must know any disease may associated with some complications. The complications mainly or pathology mainly due to the keratinization of the vaginal epithelium. The disease, the exposed part of the cervix, vagina may be associated with the keratinization. That means the thickening and whitening of the vaginal epithelium. Elongation and hypertrophy of the cervix. Elongation is due to the dragging effect of the lower part of the cervix and vagina may cause the elongation of the supravaginal part of the cervix. And sometimes it may be associated with the prolapse associated with the decubitus ulceration. Decubitus ulceration must be asked about the what is decubitus ulceration, ulcer, how to treat the decubitus ulcer. What is decubitus ulcer? That may be due to the interference of circulation, due to the disorder of anatomy. Disorder of anatomy lead to the interference of the circulations. Interference of the circulation may lead to the ischemia and necrosis, which may lead to the infection, ulceration, and discharge. So before treatment of prolapse, decubitus ulcer must be treated. How to treat the decubitus ulcer? The decubitus ulcer can be treated by reposition of prolapse part and packing is given So the normal position, the circulation is improved and ulcer is also improved. This is the treatment of decubitus ulcer. Incarceration of the prolapse part. What do you mean by incarceration of the prolapse part? Incarceration is when the complete prolapse of the vagina and uterus outside the introitus, there may be a swelling, edematous, and no reposition. There is no reposition is possible. It is known as the incarceration of the prolapse. So incarcerated prolapse must be reposited, and also associated with complication of urinary tract. Residual urine may. The residual urine may be present in the bladder, which may stasis and may cause the infection. Stagnation of the urine, which may lead to the infection. The infection mainly the urinary tract infection, and also the bladder hypertrophy due to straining during micturition. And patient also complain of if there is a bladder stage, the bladder is downwards to the bladder, the cystocele sometimes may be associated with the retention, hydronephrosis, and sometimes the pyelonephritis and infection and uremia and renal failure if the patient is left untreated. Now, how to diagnose the case? The diagnosis already all we are knows the how to diagnose the case. আমরা সবাই জানি কেমন করে একটা ডিজিজ ডায়াগনোসিস করতে হয়। ডিজিজটা কেমন করে ডায়াগনোসিস করতে হয়? যে কোনো ডিজিজ ডায়াগনোসিস করার আগে পেশেন্টের কমপ্লেইন আমাকে শুনতে হবে। দেন পেশেন্টের হিস্ট্রি শুনতে হবে। দেন কি করতে হবে? পেশেন্টকে এক্সামিনেশন করতে হবে and some investigation needed for diagnosis. So patient complaint, mainly the patient কি complain করবে? What is the complaint of uterovaginal prolapse? Mainly patient complain করবে something coming out the vagina. This is her first complaint. And then sometimes she complained the lower abdominal pain, or sometimes she complained of backache, vaginal discharge due to decubitus ulceration, and also complain of frequency, difficulty in micturition, stress incontinency, and acute retention of urine. And sometimes difficulty in emptying of the bladder if there is associated with the rectocele, and sometimes the coital difficulties. These are the main symptoms, are something coming down, backache, discharge, frequency, urgency, stress incontinency, and these are the main complaint of uterovaginal prolapse patient. Now, how to examine the patient? The mainly we are any examination, we are from general examination, parabdominal examination, and pelvic examination. General examination, patient has not any complaint in general examination. There is no anemia, edema, jaundice. But in parabdominal examination, if there is no other pathology, abdominal findings is normal. But pelvic examination, on inspection, there may be a prolapse part may be visible. Patient having, if the patient is cough, having stress incontinency should be observed with the full bladder. And rectal examination may also differentiate between the rectocele and enterocele. Sometimes we are doing the bimanual examination to see the any pathology in the uterus or adnexa or any adhesion which can be excluded. What are the differential diagnoses? Sometimes the differential diagnosis when uterovaginal prolapse is found, then we can on examination the uterovaginal prolapse, then we can differentiate it from Gartner duct cyst in the vagina, which may be differentiate from the cystocele. Gartner duct cyst in the vagina, there is a thin, shiny cyst which is the remnant of the Wolffia duct, but there is no cough impulse in case of Gartner duct cyst. But in case of cystocele, there is a cystocele, cough impulse is positive, and there is a urethra or opening of the urethra that can empty the cystocele. Another differential diagnosis, the myomatous polyp. Sometimes myomatous polyps, but in case of myomatous polyp, there is irregular PV bleeding, menorrhagia, polymenorrhea, or metrorrhagia. And also there is a fibroid polyp. Chronic inversion of the uterus that may be associated with the irregular bleeding, or inversion of the uterus that means the uterus inside out. It is known as the inversion of the uterus. It is more common immediate after delivery. So differential diagnosis mainly Gartner duct cyst, myomatous polyp, and chronic inversion of the uterus. Now, what is the treatment? The treatment is given. What treatment? The treatment of uterovaginal prolapse described under the following heading. The treatment mainly how to prevent the uterovaginal prolapse. first treatment. Sometimes we are giving the physiotherapy, or sometimes we are giving the pressure. The main treatment, the surgical treatment. When to treat? কখন আমরা treat করব? In case of first degree uterine prolapse, there is a mild cystocele or rectocele, but there is no treatment is required. But in case of second degree uterine prolapse, cystocele, rectocele, and she has difficulty in working, in that interference, the normal activity, in that situation, we are giving her treatment. How to prevent? প্রথমেই আমরা বলেছি যে ডিউরিং লেবারে, প্রলং লেবার, অবস্ট্রাক্টেড লেবার or forceps, ventus, এগুলোতে কি হয়? যদি প্রলাপস হতে পারে। ফার্স্ট স্টেজ অফ লেবারে আমরা কি করব? ফার্স্ট স্টেজ অফ লেবার যখন ফুল ডাইলেটেশন অফ দ্য সার্ভিক্স হবে, তখন আমরা পেশেন্টকে বলবো বিয়ার ডাউন করতে, অথবা ফুল ডাইলেটেশন অফ দ্য সার্ভিক্স যখন হবে, দেন উই আর অ্যাপ্লাইং দ্য forceps and ventus. Does not before that. Before full dilatation, not to bear the patient, also not to use the forceps or ventus. This is the first stage of labor precaution. In second stage of labor, perform episiotomy to prevent the overstretching of the perineum. In third stage of labor, avoid the removal of the placenta by Credis method. In puerperium, how to prevent? In the puerperium, to avoid the chronic cough and constipation, or to avoid the strenuous exercise and standing for prolonged time. Sometimes we are giving the pressure treatment. The pressure treatment is giving only the therapeutic test, or sometimes in the first trimester of pregnancy, or you are giving the puerperium, or when the patient is not fit for operation. In that situation, we are giving the pressure treatment. These are the pressure. This type of pressure we can be used if the patient is not fit for operation. Sometimes patient is aged than more than 95 years, but she is unfit for operation. In that situation, sometimes we are using the pressure. Now, the surgical treatment. The surgical treatment is the definitive treatment and curative treatment of prolapse. It is an elective operation, so complete investigation should be done, and all existing disease or disorder must be treated. Existing disease that maybe the patient may be suffering from hypertension, or maybe suffering from the diabetes that must be controlled, hypertension control, then patient may be treated. And investigate preoperative assessment of the patient. Now, how to preoperative assess the patient? If the patient needs the surgery, in that situation, the preoperative assessment. The preoperative assessment, how to preoperative assessment. The preoperative assessment by each and every patient. If any examiner ask you how to preoperative assess the patient, then you should tell, you must be tell the patient history taking, patient's examination. After examination, the find out the type of prolapse, degree of prolapse, stage of prolapse, and investigations, and also other comorbidity, hypertension, diabetes, heart disease that can be excluded, and then some investigation. We are doing the two types of investigations always. There is diagnostic purpose and always fit for operation. In case of diagnostic purpose, diagnostic investigation, diagnosis, maybe ultrasonography is the diagnostic purpose. And for the curative treatment of prolapse, the surgical treatment of prolapse must be patient fit for GA, the investigation for fit for GA. What is the investigation? What are the investigations for fit for GA? The investigations mainly complete blood count, HbSG, blood grouping, urine examination, blood sugar, and thyroid status, and X-ray, ECG. This is the investigation. Sometimes need the patient. These are the investigation for preoperative assessment. Now, surgical treatment. The surgical treatment depend on the type and extent of the prolapse. What are the type of prolapse? Whether it is cystocele, whether it is urethrocoele, or enterocele, lactocele, or degree of prolapse, first degree, second degree, third degree uterine prolapse, that must be known. Surgical should be tailor-made not only to rectify the defect, but also to suit the individual patient's requirement. And during the operation, absolute hemostasis is mandatory. During hemostasis, vaginal suturing should be with interrupted stitches. Catheter for more than 48 hours should be given, and strict antibiotic prophylaxis is essential. The types of operation, mainly the anterior colporrhaphy, we are doing the anterior colporrhaphy. In which cases we are doing the anterior colporrhaphy? In case of cystocele and urethrocoele, need the anterior colporrhaphy. Excision of the vaginal and to remove the laxity and not to be avoid the shortening and narrowing and closer interrupted sutures. You must anterior colporrhaphy for cystocele and urethrocoele. Posterior colporrhaphy. For posterior colporrhaphy, mainly the repair of the posterior vaginal wall and perineum. In case of enterocele, there may be approximation of the uterosacral ligament, perirectal fascia, and levator ani muscle is essential. Another operation for Fothergill's operation. In case of mainly the two types of operation, we are doing the genitourinary prolapse. Number one is Fothergill's operation. Another is vaginal hysterectomy and anterior colporrhaphy and posterior colpoperineophy. In which case we are doing the Fothergill's operation. In Fothergill's operation, if the patient age is less than 40 years, she wants menstruation, she wants child. In that situation, we are doing the Fothergill's operation. Fothergill's operation, it is the operation, it is the uterovaginal prolapse. Uterus should be prolapsed for future childbearing is required. Already told. How we are doing the Fothergill operation? We are doing the Fothergill operation by combination of amputation of the cervix, fixation of Mackintosh ligament into the anterior part of the cervix, anterior colporrhaphy, and DNC must, and sometimes needs the posterior colpoperineophy to be performed only if the enterocele or rectocele is present. In written question, what is Fothergill operation? In which cases Fothergill operation has done? In Fothergill's operation, mainly for conservative surgery, in which cases uterus is to be preserved. What are the steps? Jodi bole tumake what are the steps of Fothergill? Proshne aste pare, what are the steps of Fothergill operation? The steps of Fothergill operation, mainly the DNC, amputation of the number one DNC. Number two steps is amputation of the cervix. Number three steps 3, fixation of Mackintosh ligament in front of the cervix. And posterior colpoperineophy. These are the steps for Fothergill operations. Now, another operation, vaginal hysterectomy. Vaginal hysterectomy, mainly the operation include in the postmenopausal women or other pathology, sometimes fibroid adenomyosis or menstrual disorder, that is the DUB, the vaginal hysterectomy. What are the outcome of surgical treatment? The outcome mainly the approximately 90% patient, 100%, 90% patient cure in case of Fothergill operation, Fothergill's operation and vaginal hysterectomy, anterior colpocepy and posterior colpoperineal. Only 10% may need, or 2 to 3% stress incontinence, and 25% patient complain of dyspareunia. Now, the examiner may be asked, what are the complications arises during the operations, during operation and after operation? During operation, you may tell during the operation, patient may hemorrhage, that means the excessive bleeding may occur during the operation, or maybe injury to the bladder, injury to the rectum, or injury to the ureters. These are the main complaints during the operation. After operation, what are the complication arises? The after operation mainly the hemorrhage, again maybe BBF, RBF, or dyspareunia after operation. So now I ask another question. After operation, after operation, examiner ask you after operation how to write the postoperative order. This is the another paid question. How to write the postoperative order. How to write the postoperative order? Mainly write the postoperative order by nothing by mouth till further orders. At least 2 to 3 liters of fluid, normal saline, heart salt, or dextroxyqua can be given in 24 hours. Third, patients may give the injectable antibiotic. And fourth, the patient give the analgesic. Mainly, the patient give the nothing by mouth till further order, fluid, order of antibiotic, analgesic, and catheterization and packing. Catheterization and packing must be packed. Why give the pack after vaginal hysterectomy? Mainly for prevent the hemorrhage or for hemostasis, or mainly for adhesion. And how long you give the catheter in the after operation? How long we are giving the catheter? At least 2 to 3 days. And also the monitor during the after operation, also the monitor the patient immediate postoperative period, at least 2 to 4 hours vigilant monitoring of the patient, mainly monitored by pulse, BP, respiratory rate, intake output chart, and PV bleeding. Pregnancy after operation. If you do the Fothergill operation, what are the complications or what are the effects on pregnancy? The abortion, it may occur the abortion, premature labor. You must know what is abortion, what is premature labor. Abortion, that means the fetus may be expelled or abortion before the age of viability. It is known as the abortion. Premature labor, that means the delivery occur before the 37 completed week. That is known as the premature labor. But baby may be live or dead hote pare premature labor, but abortion may be, this is due to this. Precipitate labor, prolonged second stage of labor, and tears of the vagina and perineum, and recurrence of prolapse may occur. Management of pregnancy after Manchester operation or Fothergill operation. Fothergill or Manchester, same kothai. The patient may deliver normally, but in view of the risk, mode of delivery is decided according to the physician. To avoid the recurrence of prolapse, cesarean section may be performed. Genital prolapse, mainly genitourinary prolapse, সাধারণত আমাদের কেস থেকে আসতে পারে, আমাদের কেস আসতে পারে। যদি কেস আসে, কেসের আমি একটা ক্লু দিতে পারি তোমাদেরকে। যেমন ক্লুটা হতে পারে, a lady of 50 years old coming with 50 or coming with something coming down per vagina, and also the irregular or irregular vaginal discharge and backache. How you will write the history of this patient. And also it comes into the as a Viva board. What is genitourinary prolapse? What is cystocele? And how to write, what is decubitus, what are the complications of uterovaginal prolapse. আমি বলেছিলাম যে কমপ্লিকেশন অনেক সময় লেট ইমিডিয়েট আফটার অপারেশন কমপ্লিকেশন হতে পারে হিমোরেজ। হিমোরেজের মধ্যে মেইনলি দা প্রাইমারি হিমোরেজ হতে পারে, অনেক সময় সেকেন্ডারি হিমোরেজ হতে পারে। তোমাকে টিচার জিজ্ঞাসা করতে পারে হোয়াট ইজ প্রাইমারি হিমোরেজ, হোয়াট ইজ সেকেন্ডারি হিমোরেজ। প্রাইমারি হিমোরেজ হবে যখন তোমার 24 আওয়ার্স এর মধ্যে যদি ব্লিডিং হয়, সেটাকে বলে প্রাইমারি হিমোরেজ। আবার যদি দ্য সেকেন্ডারি হিমোরেজ আমরা কখন বলবো, যখন আমরা দেখবো যে সেকেন্ডারি হিমোরেজ সাধারণত 4th or 5th পোস্ট অপারেটিভ ডেতে ইনফেকশনের জন্য মেইনলি হয়, সেটাকে বলতেছে সেকেন্ডারি হিমোরেজ। ডিউরিং ইন পোস্ট অপারেটিভ পিরিয়ডে অলওয়েজ আমরা কি করব, আমরা দেখব যে পেশেন্টের ইনপুট অ্যান্ড আউটপুট, কতটুকু ইনপুট হলো কতটুকু আউটপুট হলো সেটা আমাকে দেখতে হবে। অনেক সময় দেখা যায় যে ব্যাগ একদম এমটি। যদি ইউরিনারি ব্যাগ এমটি থাকে আফটার অপারেশন, ইউরিনারি ব্যাগ যদি একদম খালি থাকে, তখন তোমাকে অবশ্যই চিন্তা করতে হবে যে ইউরিনারি ব্যাগ খালি, এটা কিসের জন্য খালি, এটা কজ বের করতে হবে। যেমন সেটা হলো, যেমন বলতে পারো তোমরা যে এটা হয়তো ক্যাথেটার ব্লক হইতে পারে, ক্যাথেটার ব্লকের জন্য হতে পারে। অনেক সময় পেশেন্ট শকে গেলে হতে পারে, আবার অনেক সময় যদি বায়োলেটারাল ইউরেটার লাইগেট করে ফেলে তার জন্য হইতে পারে। সুতরাং তোমাকে প্রথমে ক্যাথেটার দেখতে হবে, ক্যাথেটার ফ্লাশ দিয়ে দেখতে হবে যে ক্যাথেটার ব্লক কিনা। তারপরে তোমাকে দেখতে হবে যে কোনো পালস বিপি তার ঠিক আছে কিনা। যদি পালস বিপি নর্মাল থাকে, that means the pulse BP anemia is normal, that it is not a patient is not in shock, and then exclude করতে হবে যে bilateral uretary ligation kina, which can be excluded by the patient complaint of severe pain and also the pain in the loin, toe groin associated with. So you must be clear about this. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for listening. If any question, please. If any questions?
আসসালামু আলাইকুম ম্যাম।
ওয়ালাইকুম সালাম। কোনো কোয়েশ্চেন আছে তোমাদের?
ম্যাম ফেসবুকে কোনো কমেন্টস দেখতে পারতেছি না। আপাতত কোনো কোশ্চেন নেই। ম্যাম আপনার উপস্থাপনা অনেক সুন্দর ছিল, সবাই অনেক সুন্দরভাবে বুঝছে।
আচ্ছা, ওকে
ম্যাম আপনাকে ধন্যবাদ এত ব্যস্ততার মাঝে আমাদের ক্লাস নেওয়ার জন্য।
আচ্ছা, তোমরা বুঝেছো তো?
জি ম্যাম, বুঝতে পারছি সব।
আচ্ছা,
থ্যাংক ইউ ম্যাম।
থ্যাংক ইউ। ওকে।